Today I would like to do a list of 10 things. 10 things that motorcycle riders should be aware of. Remember, number 1, be aware of your lane position. This is in no importance of order. This is just random order. Alright, so be aware of your lane position. So notice right now I'm in the left part of my lane. Got my head and eyes up so I can see crazy traffic situations. I'm going to move over in case this guy does something stupid. Okay, so now I'm in the left side of my lane. I'm not in the middle, because the middle is where oil and grease and nuts and bolts and nails go. Stay on the left side if you can, most of the time. But don't be afraid to vary your lane position. Like right here, there's a car coming. I'm going to come over to the right a little bit. Back over to the left. Because I was avoiding that car that was back there, avoiding that car that was back there. Now I'm staying in the left side of my lane here as I come into this corner, and I'm looking into the corner, and now I start to go into the right a little bit, using my counter steering, of course. And now I'm in the far right side of my lane because I want to see into this corner as far as I can, and then I lean and I keep my eyes where I want to go, and I counter steer back in the left. Now see this truck coming at me? He's okay. He's on his far right of his lane, so I'm going to stay where I am. That's what I'm talking about. Try to maintain the correct lane positioning for the situation. If I'm behind a bunch of traffic, I'm going to stay here so that the people coming the other way can kind of see me. But if there's a big line of them coming this way, I'm going to get over a little bit, because maybe one of those is going to try to shoot out the backside behind somebody and do an end run around them, and they don't see me because I'm all the way over here and the car in front's blocking the view of me. So I move over to this side and they can see me better, so they don't go trying to pass somebody and crash into me. So lane positioning is very important, and don't just stay in one position all the time. Vary your lane position depending on your need. And that'll change dozens of times. So I'm going to go back over to the left here a little bit, but I stay out of that middle. You can even see the line of grease in the middle there. All three of these vehicles can see me, although I don't assume they can, but I can see them. So I think there's a better chance they can see me. If you can usually tell if somebody's kind of not paying attention because they start to drift. If they start drifting, then I get over. So far, so good. So that's lane position. Back over, and don't be afraid to modify. Because when you're riding a motorcycle, you own this whole lane right here. This is your lane. This is why staggered formation is so important when you're on a group ride, so that you can use all the lane available to you. And you're not going to crash into the guy behind you or in front of you. But you'll notice generally I try to stay left of the middle of the lane most of the time. If you see me moving over, you'll probably notice that it's either because there's a turn, or I'm just avoiding the person who's in front. Look at this truck over here, so you got to be careful. Always be watching out for idiots. I think I had good training in Boston growing up with the traffic there, because you never knew what the hell was going to happen. You had to be kind of an ace fighter pilot of a driver. You can kind of intuit what somebody's going to do before they do it most of the time. You can see the tendencies. Here I am again, left. Now, here's number 2 point. Alright, point number 2. Maintain a proper distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, depending on the situation. Right now, there's nobody going to be coming in on me. I know that because I know this road. So I'm going to maintain a pretty good distance between me and the guy in front of me. Notice that it's the day before Christmas. There's nobody on the road. So I'm not going to worry about going too slow for conditions. I'm just giving this guy plenty of space so I don't have to worry. And let's see, he's going to pass. Ready? That's on 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I pass. About 4 seconds. I think 4 seconds is pretty safe. Maintain a good distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, no matter what it is, because you never know when they're going to go slamming on their brakes. Watch out for the gravel, Mikey. Here I am at school. There's nobody here because it's the day before Christmas. I'm probably not even supposed to be here, but oh well. I need to get my SD card. So there's that. Alright. Making sure my kickstand's down. Turn off the bike. I always exit from the right side of the bike, and I usually get on from the right side of the bike. It's just easier because I put my hand here and I lean way over and I kick my foot back up and swing it over. It's just easier that way. That's my method. Everybody has their own. All right, let's go into work here and get that SD card. I'm also testing to see how long I can record. I'm sure it says it on there somewhere. I think I gotta tilt this up a little bit. It just feels low. Oh no. I don't want to take these gloves off again. That'll be a monumental pain in the ass getting them back on. It's the only problem with these gloves. The gauntlets don't go over the sleeves, they go under them. Poor plants. This is not going to be pretty. I can tell you that right now. I'm probably going to have to take this glove off. Isn't she pretty? That's my Gemma. She's been treating me right. See, nobody else will show you the ins and outs of how you do it, right? I'll show you all the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's nice and tight. Oh, God. I hope that's tight. Yeah, it feels pretty good. So there, that's on now. Alright. So now let's make sure this angle is looking good. So when I'm sitting on the bike, oh, you can see everything. like this. I don't think I've ever had 3 cameras running at the same time before. This is pretty historic day, I guess you could say. Alright, now, as I'm sitting here, let me show you something stupid, right? So I'm on a hill, okay. Some people do this, they don't realize what they're doing. They will pull their bike, I've seen it before right over here, into one of these slots, nose in. You never nose into a downhill parking spot. How the hell are you going to get out of it? I mean, unless you have a gold wing with a reverse gear, or you're riding a really light bike. But most Harleys don't have reverse gears on them, unless they're specially equipped. So never nose into a parking space. That'll be my number 3. Never nose into a parking space downhill. Uphill, fine. Downhill, no. You can back into a downhill. You just got to think about it before you do it. Don't just pull into a parking space. All right, well, here's a smart one. Number 4. I'm going to call this the Use Your Brains segment. Helmets get sweaty and nasty, right? Well, to help reduce this, wear a do-rag. You don't have to wear the do-rag when the helmet's off and look like a pirate. Just put on the do-rag when you're riding. And it'll keep all the hair oils and stuff on the do-rag. And you don't have to rip out the liner of your helmet as often. Isn't that a smart thing to do? Here's another smart thing to do. When you're riding in hot weather, keep yourself cool at all costs. Now, this is where some people could argue about safety, and I agree. And I try to be safe. I've ridden in a 130-degree heat index with my mesh jacket on and my armored pants. So the way that I deal with the heat when I have my armor and stuff on and the massive heat waves is I go into a convenience store, and I don't care if people laugh at me. I tie up my sleeves on the ends real tight, and I fill my sleeves with ice. And I know it's uncomfortable at first, but the second you get out on the bike for like 10-15 minutes, you feel great. I'll take whatever I can get. Stay cool at all costs. Don't worry about looking stupid. Alright, now here, look at this. I'm at a red light. This is number 5. Number 5 here is watch when you're coming into a thing like this. Notice how I keep this space. I ease into it. I keep this distance behind me, and I stay a little bit to the left of the car. That way, if I need to, I could go up the middle if I had to. And I have my eyes on the rearview mirror, just watching for them to do something stupid. I see these people all the time when they get to a red light. They get right up on the bumper of the car in front of them. Sometimes right in the middle of the lane. And I look at them, I go, what are you, stupid? They're just not thinking. When you're on a motorcycle, you must always be thinking. I think when you're in a car, you must always be thinking. I wouldn't pull that close to another vehicle, even in my car. Look at this guy on my left here. I got a guy to my left. He was going to cut off. He was going to cut me off if he could have, to get around this white thing. Now you notice I'm a little bit closer to the vehicle in front of me now, because the road conditions demand it. If I go too slowly, it's dangerous. So I got to kind of maintain a little bit of a closer. But I'm not just looking at the car ahead of me. I'm looking at the car ahead of that car, and ahead of that car. People don't look far enough ahead. You got to look at least 12 seconds down the road. 12 seconds is, you know, way the hell up there, where that white truck is. You got to keep your eyes peeled. You can't just focus on that white truck. You got to look at this one, that one, that one, that one, back and forth, because one of these ones in the middle might stop, but this one right in front of you might stop. Plus, I'm keeping my eyes on the guy behind me who's a little bit too close for comfort. I don't like that at all, but too bad. Now I'm going to let a little bit of distance between me and the car in front because I want to have extra stopping space. Hoping this car behind me gets over and passes me. I just don't feel like having this guy up my butt. Yeah, there he goes.